Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Rider Ramblings. Not a very nice day. I think the Scottish term for this is dreek. It's not actually raining at the moment, but it's not very pleasant. In fact, no, it doesn't look like it's raining at the moment. Anyhow, yes, we're about to go. One of the better French roads by the looks of things. The problem we have in France is, I think it happens everywhere, but it seems to happen more in France, is that as soon as we get some bad weather, the roads fall apart. And I mean, they just fall apart. We had some cold weather over the last few days, and some rain and so on. And basically, the roads are a mess. Holes everywhere. I'm not sure whether this is because a lot of these are very old roads, and that all that's happened is that somebody's put a surface on them rather than actually making them properly. But having said that, if you go on some of the motorways, it happens as well. So it's not just the urban and B roads and the minor roads and so on and so forth. It seems to be all roads. But that's life, isn't it? That's life. It's I'm sure you'll tell me in the comments below about the roads in your country or where you live, and how good they are, and how often they're resurfaced. But I get the distinct impression in France that they just lay tarmac on the top of whatever's under there, and that's that, because in quite a lot of places you'll actually see cobbles under the tarmac. And in fact, actually a bit further on, just down here, you'll see them at the edge of the road, and just down here. And basically they've just laid tarmac on top of the cobbles, which is probably not the best idea. I mean, I think we didn't get a chance to look at them there, but never mind. This is what happens. So, I mean, if they've been laid on cobbles and they've been designed for horses and carts, not for motorised traffic, and if they've been designed for horses and carts, and then you start running 12-ton lorries and 30-ton lorries and whatever, 36-ton lorries over them, they're not going to be very good. Now, this is a new thing. They've decided that nobody's allowed down this road in front of the school. But I'm not sure why. I can only think it's stupidity. Because they've got railings all the way along, so you can't run out in front of the cars, or it's very difficult. But and I mean, they haven't done it here, and it's the same school, and it's written as it's Vigipirate, which basically means that it's to do with terrorism. So I wonder if there's a child of a terrorist at that school or something stupid like that. I mean, why they don't deport them, I don't know. Sorry, I don't. I mean, I've tried to assimilate into French life and society, okay. I do complain a lot, but then so does most of the French. I've picked up this habit of complaining, I think from the French, because previously I didn't used to complain like this, but it's a habit I have picked up from the French. So I do speak a little bit of French. My accent is absolutely appalling, I must admit, but I do speak French, and I eat French food, and I watch French television. Well, I watch French news. I'm not really keen on any television. Don't know about you, but you can put in the comments below as well. What do you think about television in general? Is it entertaining? Is it a load of rubbish? Should the media change what they're doing? I mean, basically, as I recall in the UK, most of the television was soap operas. There were about half a dozen at least soap operas every day, starting at some time in the morning and going on to the big name ones in the evenings. And I have absolutely zero interest in soap operas. I'm not really interested in series either, unless it's comedy. I'll watch comedy, but I don't really find what they're doing at the present time actually all that funny. Having said that, there's a gentleman in Australia. He is Australian, so they have a different sense of humour. They're allowed to be more politically incorrect, as I understand it, than us in Europe. But exactly how much more politically incorrect, I'm not too sure. And he's Italian, and he talks about life growing up as an Italian child in Australia. Oh, and there's another one in Australia as well who's Arabic, a Muslim of some sort, and he makes jokes about growing up and the culture that he grew up in Australia. And I think they would be banned in the UK. I really do think they would be not allowed, even though they're making jokes about their own culture and upbringing. I think they just wouldn't be allowed on British television. But they are very funny, I must admit. They are very funny. Highlighting the differences that their parents had to the culture, and how their parents were not too happy with the children becoming Australian, and this type of thing. But I'm more or less certain that this just would not be allowed in the UK, not at all. I mean, it would just be considered politically incorrect, even though they're discussing themselves. And I think that's a big mistake. I think television in the UK has got to be, how can I put this? It's so bland as to be tasteless. That's what I would say. It is absolutely so bland as to be totally tasteless. I don't know where Velsatis is going. Velsatis, just changing the subject, used to be the top of the range Renault. I don't know what it is now, what the top of the range Renault is now, and what model it is. If you do know, let me know in the comments below. Oh, we still have to wear these masks under the helmet, and this one's getting in the way badly. It's causing issues with me. I washed it 2 days ago, and it doesn't seem to like being washed. Either that, or it's picked up some fluff or some hair or something like that from the washing machine, and it's stuck in my mouth, or it's trying to get into my mouth. Anyhow, I'm nearly there, so be interesting to hear your comments, and I'll see you next time.